Having learned that Lady Miyaka was the priestess of Suzaku, the Emperor of Kuto ordered her captured. But Tamahome intervened and saved her. Lady Yui, believing that the Lady Miyaka had only returned to this world for Tamahome and not to rescue her, decided at last to become the priestess of Seiryu and locked Lady Miyaka inside the shrine. But once again, she was rescued.
Miyaka, I'm here. Speak to me.
Tamahome.
We are leaving. Come on. Come on.
No, priestess.
And so, Lady Miyaka and Lady Yui were separated once more.
The priestess of Suzaku had fallen into a deep sleep and had dream after beautiful dream.
I'll race you to the ice cream shop. Ready? Go! Jonan High School? Are you serious about trying to get in there? I don't have much choice. My mom won't settle for me going anywhere else. Hey, why don't I go there with you? Serious? Well, I've been looking out for you since kindergarten. If we don't go to high school together, you'll just end up in trouble. Oh, that's Hey, Yui, since we're going to the same high school, you want to make a bet on which one of us gets a hunky boyfriend first? Sure, I shouldn't have any problem winning that one. Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Miyaka? Well, that proves I'm not having a dream. So what am I doing in bed with you naked?
What are we doing here? All I remember is... the wounds I got from that fight. They're all healed.
Yeah, I felt better when I first woke up.
Where are we?
I don't know. I wonder where Chichiri went. Miyaka, what's wrong?
You tricked me, didn't you? You didn't come back here for me. It was only your desire for Tamahome that made you return. Isn't that right? You had it easy from the beginning. You had someone who cared about you. For me, it was just the opposite.
Is it Yui? There was nothing that we could have done to get her out of there, Miyaka. But I swear we'll find a way to save her.
Tamahome doesn't understand. Yui chose to stay in Kuto. She chose to be our enemy. I have to go back to Kuto as soon as possible.
Huh?
There's something important I have to ask Yui about.
What?
Yui can't be this mad at me just because she's in love with Tamahome, too. I wonder...
Hold it! In case you haven't noticed, we've only got one sheet. I'm not gonna walk around here buck naked.
I thought you were a gentleman, but I see I was mistaken.
If I wasn't a gentleman, I wouldn't give it. No.
We didn't nurse you back to health just to hear you bicker.
Right, Kun.
Chichiri.
Then we must be on Mount Taikyoku.
It has been a while since you visited, my impetuous ones. Chichiri arrived quite unexpectedly with the two of you unconscious.
Hi, Miyaka!
Your injuries were minor, so we treated them and prepared a bed.
We made your bruises go away! We made a bed for you to...
Silence! Bring them the clothes and let me speak!
Here!
Thank you for saving us.
They could have given us nightshirts.
But how do you know about Mount Taikyoku, Chichiri?
Very simple. Actually, I've been in formal training here for over 3 years, you know.
Miyaka, you are determined to return to Kuto?
Yes. Because I've got to find my friend Yui and figure out what's wrong. I have to find out what happened to her 3 months ago.
I see you've been working on your dramatic close-ups. I have a much better way of finding your answers than by simply returning to Kuto.
A better way?
Just follow me.
Huh? Wow, that's the biggest mirror I've ever seen.
This mirror records every event in the world and plays it back for me to see.
Oh, like a VCR.
I command you, mirror, to show us. What happened to the girl Yui when she arrived 3 months ago?
It's Yui. Miyaka?
That's the slum district at the heart of Kuto's capital.
Hey, check this out.
She's dressed sort of funny, but she's got a great body.
Let's have some fun, girlie. Come here.
You heard him. Get over here.
Run, baby. Come here.
Why won't you answer me, Miyaka?
Shut up! She's a noisy one.
Help me! No!
Hold her.
Stop it! That's enough! Turn it off! I had no idea she'd been through anything like that. Then that's why she tried to kill herself.
So at last we have the priestess of Seiryu. It is my wish that you now gather the Seiryu Seven and summon Seiryu as soon as possible. It is a pity the priestess of Suzaku escaped us, but her fate is best left in your hands from this moment on.
Oh, Yui, I don't know why I couldn't hear you calling out. I'd have found you and taken care of you. We're connected. I just wish I understood how we got switched. Why did you get taken as soon as you figured out a way to get me out of the book and back to our world? Everything that you were going through, and all the time I was... Yui!
For 3 months, I've waited for Miyaka, and when she finally comes back to this world, it isn't even for me. All her talk about let's go to high school together meant nothing. To think I considered her my best friend, I'll never forgive her. Never! Yes, as you wish. I will deal with her.
This pleases me, priestess of Seiryu. For the time being, I will wait for you to eliminate the priestess of Suzaku. Until everyone who opposes us is removed, we will postpone our attack on Konan. If they were to use the power of Suzaku to restore their armies after we've defeated them, our forces would be obliterated.
I will not fail you. Miyaka, there's no turning back now. I'm going to make sure your hopes and dreams are as dead as mine are.
How is Miyaka doing, Tamahome?
Not so good. She locks herself inside her room and refuses to speak to me. If only... Jerry, it's awful. What is it?
I will see to Miyaka.
I guess after 3 years, I'm used to her looks, you know?
all my fault. How can I ever make it up to her? Why couldn't I hear her calling me?
Miyaka,
Taitsukun,
you took off your school uniform when you got back to your own world, didn't you?
you mean our uniforms were a link that only worked while we both were wearing them? Then my connection with Yui was broken because I changed clothes.
That is why it is not your fault. It is Lady Yui's misfortune.
What? Sorry, but I'm not gonna write it off as bad luck. Yui was forced to come here because it was the only way she could bring me out. What am I going to do, Taitsukun?
Priestess, observe, please.
Huh? What's going on?
Got that out of your system?
Uh-huh.
Look below you.
Huh? Is that who I think it is? Hotohori.
Your Highness,
Noriko?
please get some rest, Emperor. You haven't slept or eaten a proper meal for days, and we're beginning to worry about you.
Am I some sort of ghost?
My empire is facing a foreign invasion, but all I can think about is Miyaka's safety. My appetite won't return until she does.
You worry too much, sire. Tamahome and Chichiri went after her, and the priestess will always have Suzaku's protection.
You are right. Knowing Miyaka, she'll return as bright, cheerful, and hungry as ever.
Hotohori. Noriko. Ah!
Is it true what they say, that Kuto's going to attack? I hear they've already occupied one of the border towns to the east.
Well, at least we have the priestess of Suzaku.
Oh yes. Without her, we'd be lost. It's true. The priestess of Suzaku will save us.
Do you understand now? You are no longer simply a girl named Miyaka Yuki. Think of what you represent. You are the priestess of Suzaku.
What was...
No, it was not a dream. Well then, priestess of Suzaku, have you figured out what you must do to make things right?
The priestess of Suzaku will save us.
She's right. No matter how much I'm hurting, I'm no good to anyone shut inside my room. Going through the book and becoming the priestess of Suzaku, it really happened. And I can't run away from it anymore. Now I know what I have to do. Let's go back to Conan. We have to find the last 3 members of the Suzaku 7.
Miyaka! Miyaka! Huh? Hey!
Tamahome, Yui and I are truly enemies now. The only chance I have to make things the way they were is to gather all of the Suzaku 7 and summon Suzaku. They say Suzaku could grant me anything I desire. If that's true, then Yui and I could be friends again, and Conan will be saved. But to do that, my love, I've got to do my best to forget how I feel about you, because Yui is in love with you too.
What's wrong, Lady Yui? What troubles you?
Oh, nothing.
You have been thinking about that warrior of Suzaku ever since we faced him in battle.
We are leaving! Come on!
So you are thinking about him. Things may work out.
Huh? What do you mean?
That warrior boy, Tamahome. You desire him, don't you? Well then, we will see to it you get your wish.
Hotohori! I'm back!
Oh, Miyaka! Praise Suzaku for watching over you.
Yes, Chichiri took us to Taitsukun's palace. I'm so sorry you had to worry about me, Hotohori. I'm so exhausted I just want to lay down for a while. But first, Chichiri, meet the Emperor.
Oh, hello.
Miyaka!
Gay as ever I see, Noriko!
Oh, and you're as dumb as ever, Miyaka! So, did you meet up with your friend?
Well, that's kind of a long story.
Of all the... Miyaka, we have to talk. What in the world are you doing?
I'm starving. I needed something to eat and took too big a bite.
What were you eating?
Just some food I packed and brought back from my world. A couple of fruits you've never heard of before. Some bubble gum and sweets made of sugar and artificial flavor.
A feast from another world.
Tamahome.
Wait a minute. I didn't come here for a bag full of magic goodies. Why do you keep avoiding me?
Tamahome. In the morning, I'm going to begin looking for the rest of the Suzaku 7.
What does that have to do with you and me, Miyaka?
I'm the priestess of Suzaku, and you're one of the Suzaku warriors. We have to clear our minds. That also means you should be careful about visiting my room. We don't want... Stop! Let me go.
In a minute. First, you're going to tell me why you're really avoiding me, and don't tell me it has to do with our titles.
Don't you see?
See what?
Oh, Tamahome, I found out that Yui is in love with you, too.
Huh? Your Majesty.
Hotohori, no, don't!
If you have an excuse for being in the priestess's quarters, I would like to hear it. This is an inexcusable breach of conduct.
I offer no excuses. But I will say this much for myself. I am in love with Miyaka. And that's why I'll always challenge anyone for her hand.
Tamahome.
You show great courage in the face of your kingdom's leader. Have no fear. You are of the Suzaku. I will not kill you. However, if you were not of the Suzaku 7, and we were both just ordinary men, then there would be a reckoning. Miyaka, only one man can truly love you.
Was I scared? You didn't even want to know how scared I was just now.
You dope! What if he lopped off your head in the heat of the moment? Why do you want to make the Emperor mad? He's the most important man in the kingdom, and if he...
That doesn't matter to me where you're concerned. Do you know what this symbol on my forehead stands for?
Ogre?
Not that! Ever since I was a kid, I've hated being stuck with this. But now I accept it, because it's proof that I'm alive to protect you, and proof that we were meant for each other, Miyaka.
Tamahome!
Miyaka!
It's no use. I can't stay away from him. Not when I love him this much.
The priestess of Suzaku was in love with Tamahome, and Tamahome was in love with the priestess of Suzaku. When they embraced, their hearts were set on fire.
Will you always stay with me, my love? Will you never ever leave me?
Of course I won't, silly girl.
There's only you, Tamahome. Only you. Forgive me, Yui. Forgive me, Hotohori.
きっと誰かを探してるんだ恋の相手かな目が合った瞬間でもそれは私で嘘よ嘘あなたかけてくるときめきの導火線が体中を走ってくバラバラにならないようにしっかりしなくちゃ私でもちょっと今日はちょっと気持ちが迷子の子猫優しさで責められたらついてくしかないかもね
Lady Yui knows very well how strongly Lady Miyaka loves Tamahome. She knows that Tamahome will fight forever to preserve that love. And she knows the pain and suffering they would endure to keep it safe. Even so, Lady Yui resolves to break up Lady Miyaka and her love Tamahome. Next time, for the sake of love, grief can sometimes turn to hatred.